Yes, everybody. Welcome back in the building. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, where we get another here we go. We get another major movement from Liverpool Football Club in the transfer market. This time around, it is not an incoming, it's a major outcoming. Liverpool's second best attacker last season, Lucho, Diaz, our left winger, but who also played center forward last season. He has officially, or Liverpool Football Club and Bayern, he's agreed apparently personal terms from a long time ago, but Liverpool and Bayern Munich have agreed on a total package of around 75 million euros. He will fly to Munich tomorrow on Monday, and there he's going to pass his medical and sign the official papers to become a new Bayern Munich player, where he signed a 4-year deal. Now, guys, what do you make of this? What do you make of this? How's everybody feeling in the building? Do you think it's a good move, bad move? I ran a poll. I want to see what you guys have to say. Let's have a discussion here, you guys. And I also have some news to present to you around Alexander Isak. Okay? Bye. Diaz says football gonna miss Lucho, says Joseph. Nice to see you guys. It's a very smart deal, says Stefan. That way we are able to sign Isak. LFC Kid says no Lucho. The Scouser says, hey Leo, seems like you've forgotten that we're meant to do the reactions to the PL and you. Yeah, the Scouser, we gotta find the time to do that. It's just been so busy in the transfer window that more focus is on that right now than doing predictions already, because there's still so much more business to do that I don't want us to do the predictions video just yet. I think Liverpool's still going to sign at least 2 more players, so I want to hold off on that, okay? And I think it's better to do the week where the Premier League returns. Abzinho says, wishing Lucho the best at Bayern as long as he doesn't play against us. Known says, to be honest, I wouldn't let him go, but if that's what he wants, then yes, that's good business considering his age and what they paid for him. Look, what Fabrizio says here, Lucho wanted to leave. Liverpool were not willing to offer him a new contract, But what's for sure is we will miss him. He was such an important player for us last season, and he has been a really important player for us since he signed, in January of 2022. Daniel the Goat says, hi Leo, I'm sad because I loved him so much, but at that price, I think it's an 8 out of 10 deal. Nayuko says, I'm in the building, nice to see you. Marcel says he was too wasteful, so it's okay. He brought so much more than just that, though. Leo, did you watch Frimpong's live or whatever it was with Frimpong? Yes, the Bezies. Frimpong and Verts. Love them. Our new duo from Leverkusen. Any news on Gehi? It looks like there's been no major advancement on the Gehi deal, unfortunately. No real advancement. So it seems like Crystal Palace are holding out on a fee, and they're making it difficult for us to advance within those negotiations. Jung says this is a very smart move for Liverpool because with the money they can get for Lucho, they can afford Isak, and Liverpool have other players that can play on the left. Absolutely. Like Cody Gakpo, who did play very much so on the left wing. Guys, this is the other piece of news I really wanted to show you. Not this. This. Have a look at this, you guys. Craig Hope, extremely reliable journalist, has said he's the one that first broke out the news that Alexander Isak wanted to leave Newcastle. He said, quote, sources on Merseyside say that Luis Diaz sale is likely to formalize Liverpool's offer for Alexander Isak. Newcastle are expecting an official approach, with Eddie Howe confirming tonight there is no chance of Isak joining the squad here in the Far East. Guys, what do we make of that? Because if you're telling me Lucho is leaving to help formalize this deal, boy, do I think it's worth it. We have Gakpo, exactly, who's a natural left winger, and then we also have Ekitike, who can apparently play on the left. Slot sees him as a versatile attacker. Kicking fun, nice to see you in the building. Clumsy says Rodrigo is very underrated, my guy. What do you think? I think he'd be a top signing, but it seems like it would be a really difficult deal to get over the line because of the agents of Rodrigo and the way Real Madrid sell things like that. So I'm not sure. He still hasn't said that he wants to leave Real Madrid. So I'm not so sure that we're going to wait on the Rodrigo deal. What's for sure is we are not going to sign Rodrigo and Isak in the same summer. We have to make a decision on one or the other. And I think we've made our decision on Alexander Isak, in my opinion. I think we're going to go all out on him. And Rio Angamoa looks like he's breaking out absolutely. So we'd have Rio Angamoa and Cody Gakpo as natural left wingers. But then we have also other players who can also play on the left wing, like Wirtz has played there for the German national team. And for Leverkusen, we have Ekitike who can play on the left. We have Szoboszlai who could play on the left. You know, we have a lot of different options. So I think it's a very smart move from Liverpool Football Club. I really do think it's a very smart move, especially considering that we're literally going to make profit on him when he's turning 29 in January. And the fact that he did want to leave and that we weren't willing to offer him a new contract, to me also says that it just wouldn't have been smart to keep a player around who isn't happy because he's not being rewarded the way that he believes he should be, you know? Jaden Plays, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Who says, who will have the better bromance, Ibu and Maka or Flo and Frimpong? I think Flo and Frimpong, because they were already very close at Leverkusen, and now the fact they've both moved at the same time to Liverpool is going to bring them even closer. You know, the fact that they're starting this new stage of their life together in Liverpool, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world and the biggest club in England, big deal for them, you know? And I just think it's beautiful they get to share that together, you know? Isak is going to cook in a Liverpool shirt, bro. I hope it happens. You have done for us. Yes, Azam. Lucho is a legend. How is Nunez? Yeah, he's going to be leaving, I think. Is Chiesa with us or not? Baldwin, he's not with the squad in the Asia tour. I think he'll leave. I think he'll go back to Italy. So that's why I've seen people say that we might sign 2 attackers. And, you know, I kind of agree with that. I could see us trying to go all out for Alexander Isak. As you can see here, we're gonna come with an approach soon. I think we're going to go all out with the Darwin and Lucho money for Alexander Isak. And then since Chiesa is probably going to leave too, I could see us going for a young attacker who's versatile, who has a high ceiling. And who do I see in the market that fits that? For me, Fofana from Lyon. I think we're going to try to go for him. So potentially we could sign 2 more attackers depending on how many leave. Of course, like I said, I think we have to let go of Darwin and Chiesa first. Fofana and Isak would be incredible. What's with the 2 games versus Bilbao? Lucid edits. We did that last preseason, actually. It's a way to basically, because now we have so much squad depth, it's a way to play 2 different 11s, but allow them to play the full 90 minutes so they can really get their fitness up. That's why we're playing 2 on the same day against the same team. Elena, nice to see you in the building. I'm doing well. How are you? Alyssa says, my blood has so much magnesium and I'm in the hospital. Alyssa, are you kidding? Alyssa says, my blood has so much magnesium and I'm in the hospital. There's a chance I get cancer and die. If I do die, I just want to say I love your videos. Alyssa, please, what are you talking about? When did you have to go to the hospital? Jeez. Damn, I really need to be bringing you the positive vibes, Alyssa, because if you're in the hospital, I'm really, really sorry to hear that. And I hope it's not as serious as you're saying you think it could be. Yeah, get well soon. Isn't Alyssa always in the building with Bajatic? Yes, she's always in the building. She's always in the building. Thank you, Clumsy. Thanks, everyone. I went to the hospital yesterday. Alyssa, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it's really not as serious as you're saying, and I'm sending my love and prayers to you. And I know everybody else in the building is too. Abzinho says, do you think we're going to get exposed with how attacking we are? Because Milan exposed our attacking fullback. So do you think Slot will fix up? You know, we have two real good options at left back and right back. So I think depending on the opposition, Frimpong will start, Kirkez will start. But then depending on other opposition, it could be Connor Bradley and Robertson. So I definitely think, you know, that's not a worry. It's more depending on, again, who we play, who we're up against, that we can choose which fullbacks we use. You know what I mean? Everton center backs are good, yeah. It just gonna. I don't think. I think the two position. I think we go for a center back now and an attacker. Those are the two positions we go for next. Skull Legend says Newcastle fans are right. Ekitike and Isak will play together. Any news about the Gehi signing? The latest news is that it's stalled. Apparently, I started following your channel last month. Luke Solo. Love your content from South Africa. Big up, Luke Solo. Sending my love to all the South African Scousers. Alyssa says, I will get better. Just have to push through. Yes, Alyssa. I'm sending you all my strength and love. Luchi also says, hope you feel better and much love to you, Alyssa. You'll never walk alone. Altamia says, Leo, what do you think of Rio did against Milan? For me, it was beautiful, and I can't wait to see him feature more this season. Me too. And maybe, you know, he could get more opportunities this season with Luis Diaz leaving. He could potentially be a backup for Cody Gakpo and play in the domestic cups and maybe be more and more trusted by Arne Slot because he looks like some player. And I think we've seen with certain young talents in the world, why, just because they're young, why do you need to hold them back? If they look like they're ready, unleash them. You know what I mean? And Rio looks like he's ready when you see him out there. We got Khan from Bangladesh. Big up. We got Mauritius in the building. Hokori. I have a feeling about this Isak situation will turn out like the Nico Williams situation. I'm not so sure about that, Just Henry. I think it's difficult because Newcastle are going to struggle to offer him the 300 like big wages because it would break their wage structure. So I think it's more difficult for Newcastle to do that. And he said he really wants to leave, whereas there were reports saying that Nico Williams wanted to go to Barca, I think, but nobody said he really wanted to leave Bilbao. Whereas with this Isak situation, it's very clear he wants to just leave. He doesn't want to be at Newcastle anymore. And Liverpool's the team he wants to go to, you know? So I do think in that sense, it's different than the Nico Williams situation. I'm also, every short I get the notification showing love. Thank you, Master5. Thank you very much. Dawson says, why don't we sell Darwin, Morton, and Elliott to get Rodrigo and Isak alongside Gehi? Because the deals to get Rodrigo and Isak cost so much more than just the transfer fee. I think Alexander Isak, we see him being that good, like the best striker in the world, that we're willing to put up crazy money. But I don't think we can do that on two players. And why is Rodrigo so much? Even though maybe, you know, some of the prices being put out there are 100 million euros because of his wages. Rodrigo is just 24. He's already apparently on 250,000 a week at Real Madrid. So the wage that would go around signing him, it's not possible to have a summer where we sign that many players like this. It's just not possible. I think Isak, everything's saying it is, but I don't see a world where that happens. Like you're saying, I don't see a world like that. You named your cat Simba? That's cute. Simba. Simba, Simba. The greatest club ever. I agree. Leo, now Lucho is leaving, and the way that Darwin is playing in preseason, do you think we should keep Darwin? I still believe in the Darwin project. Perhaps I'm just a bit deluded. Nah, I think if Darwin were to stay, I think all of us Liverpool fans would back him because we're going to back any player that, represents this football club. But I do think his time is up. And all the most reliable journalists are saying that Liverpool are looking to move him on and he wants to move on. Why? Me personally, I believe deep down that he's not a slot type striker and he was never a Klopp type striker. That doesn't mean that he can't be a top striker somewhere else. And that doesn't mean I don't think he can score 30 goals in other places. But I think at least with this Ekitike signing and us wanting Isak so much, I think it's been made very clear that the type of center forward that Slot likes is someone who first and foremost is very good on the ball. And for me, that's Darwin's biggest weakness. And what I mean on the ball, I don't just mean the striking ability. I mean very, very good at receiving the ball and being able to find an intelligent pass and hold up the ball really well. I think that's Darwin's biggest weakness. And again, that doesn't mean that he's not a top striker. I think to get the best out of Darwin, you have to play to his strengths, which I think is a system where he runs in behind, where he doesn't have to do too much of that link-up play, but more so just be in the box as a goal scorer. I think he could score many, many goals in different places. But at Liverpool Football Club, I think it's not gonna work out. It's not meant to be, And that doesn't mean I don't like Darwin. That doesn't mean I don't rate him. That just means in this system, with this manager at this football club right now, it's just not meant to be. And that's where I think it's smartest to get as much money as we can for him. And it seems like because Saudi's very interested, we could get major money. And then with that, we use that money and Lucho to go all in on Alexander Isak. All in on Alexander Isak. That's the plan. When will we hear a big update from Fabrizio and Isak? We'll have to wait and see. I think pretty soon. I mean, look, Craig Hope for me in this whole saga has been just as reliable as Fabrizio. Just as good. Jalapeno, by the way, says, yeah, it's a good deal for Diaz, but man, I wish we kept him. The only thing I'll say, Jalapeno, is when Gakpo got into the team as a left winger, Lucho no longer started on the left wing. He kept Gakpo on the left wing and played Lucho down the middle. And the only thing with Lucho is, yes, I wish we kept him, but Jalapeno, I wish we kept him as a left winger. And because we already have Cody Gakpo and Slot loves Cody Gakpo on the left so much, I'm not so sure we would have been able to see Lucho anyways, week in, week out on that left wing. And therefore, in my opinion, that means us not seeing the best out of Lucho, because I think that's where he needs to play. So when you consider everything, I think this is a big W transfer because, I'll go back to what Fabrizio said here, but I think, hold on. Yeah, look, you can see here, the fact that Lucho wanted to leave and the fact that this is a very good deal from a business perspective from Liverpool Football Club because he had 2 years left. He's turning 29 in January. I think it's a win-win situation on all parties. The only thing I don't like to see is I've seen quite a lot of Bayern fans be not happy about this transfer, like complaining that they're spending so much money on an oldish winger. And I'm not happy to hear that because I think they should be giving him all that love when he comes in because he's that type of player that's going to just give everything for the football club and you can't not love him. You know what I mean? You really can't not love him, I think, because of his mentality. I really hope we get a center back soon. Jalapeno, we will. This was the quote, by the way, after the game against AC Milan, he was asked about our center back situation and Slot said, quote, I don't think we have a concern at center back. That I'm not so sure. And he said that as he was looking at Virgil because during the press conference, Virgil was right next to him. So he said, quote, I don't think we have a concern at center back. Ryan showed he can play there. He means Ryan Gravenberch showed he can play there. He did it well, although we favor him as a number 6. Wataru Endo can play there, so we have enough options, but it is true that Jarell Quansah left, and we haven't replaced him yet. And personally, as much as I do think Endo is a very versatile player, and same with Gravenberch, I would really rather both of them don't play there. Why? Especially with the high line we play, it just wouldn't make sense to play Endo, who's just not that quick in that kind of role. And even Gravenberch, he's basically our only our best number 6. So why play him out of position at center back when he's our best number 6? So I'm not really sure what Slot was saying with these comments. I don't really agree with them, but I'm sure he's just doing this to not reveal the plans in the market when clearly we do want to sign a center back. So I'm not worried about it, because I definitely think we will be signing a center back. I just disagree. I think we might even need 2 center backs, genuinely, given Joe Gomez picked up another injury, and I think it's another sign that we just can't count on him. So technically right now, we have 2 fit senior center backs. That's it. That's it. You know? Who's faster, Frimpong or Davies? I think they're up there with the fastest in football. Genuinely. Genuinely the fastest within football, I think. FTBL edit says Gravenberch and Endo can play center back, but it's not their main position because they're DMs. And if it's really urgent, Gravenberch and Endo can play center back, yes. But like we were saying before, it would be a bit of a waste, especially considering it's not like we have that much depth in that defensive mid position. And Gravenberch is by far the best at doing that. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Big up Jalapeno, who's been a channel legend member for 13 months. Big up Jalapeno, says I paid your rent for over here. Big up Jalapeno, thank you for the support. It means the world. Is PSG your second favorite club? No. Lille is. Lille is the team in France that I support. What do you think about Lise, bro? He's a baller, but he was one of Bayern's best players last season, so there's no way they would let him go. There's no way they would sell him. Dion says, Fabrizio Romano just said in his new video he posted 5 minutes ago that, quote, I expect Liverpool to go very big, very strong for Alexander Isak. The official bid is considered a matter of time. To be fair, that's exactly what Craig Hope was saying too, who's been very reliable on all the news related to this. I'll show you guys this again. The quote is, sources on Merseyside say the Luis Diaz sale is likely to formalize Liverpool's offer for Alexander Isak. Newcastle are expecting an official approach, with Eddie Howe confirming tonight there's no chance of Isak joining the squad here in the Far East. So I agree. Dayon, the only thing is it felt like the official bid is considered a matter of time. That felt like it was already kind of the case, you know? But when you're going to do another in real life challenge, the Scouser, are you talking about potentially doing a live stream playing football? Yeah, Olise is incredible, bro. Incredible. And I don't watch Bayern week in, week out, but Bayern Munich fans tell me he was maybe their best player last season. That's what they were saying. Thank you, Mr. Hot Sauce. Who's the center back that we can get if we try? I think Mark Gahey. Towards the end of the window, they're going to have to accept a smaller fee for him because they're not going to want to lose him on a free. They're not going to want to lose him on a free. Yo, AK007, my brother, says, Leo, it's been so long, man. Hope you're all good. Prayers and blessings to you, brother. Prayers and blessings back to you. Mr. Hot Sauce says, Leo, I met you at the last game. Where did we meet? Inside the stadium or outside? Is now Liverpool's bid for Alexander Isak is now just a matter of time. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let me have a look. Let me have a little look. Isak bid incoming now, bro. All breaking news: Newcastle are braced for a formal offer from Liverpool for Alexander Isak this week. Nah, bro, I can't. Guys, it's coming. Guys, listen to this from Craig Hope. I have to do a breaking news post. This week, the bid from Alexander Isak should come. Nah, bro, this is crazy. This is wild. Guys, it looks like we're going to go all in on Alexander Isak. I can't believe this could actually happen. I thought I was just dreaming at first. Guys, I thought I was just dreaming at first. This is crazy. This is crazy. Guys, for those of you on here, I have to end this right now, but if you want to join, I'm live on YouTube right now. If you just look up Leo's goals. If you just look up Leo's goals, and we're going to talk about Lucho, we're going to talk about Alexander Isak, but I'm running out of battery on here. So if you can just come, you look up Leo's goals on YouTube, okay? See you guys very soon. Ciao, guys. But yeah, guys, I have to do the breaking news post right now. This is wild. Guys, I can pull it up. I can pull it up for you. But do you think this Isak signing could actually happen? Because if this happens, Liverpool would just have it would be the craziest window in history. I don't care what anybody says. It would be the craziest window in the history, in my opinion. Like, that we've ever seen. Genuinely. Guys, what are we saying? This is wild. How is this a reality right now? Guys, how is this even possible? I don't understand. Guys, how is this our reality? I believe in Isak to us. Jalapeno says, you believe? Guys. Leo, who you're talking to? I was talking to TikTok. We don't need Isak? Nah, bro, we do need someone as good as that. If it's possible to make it happen, you do everything you can to make it happen. Because he's the best striker there is. For me, he's the best striker in the Premier League. For me, he's the best striker there is. This is crazy. This is crazy, you guys. Jeez, guys, what is going on? Isak is probably the best striker in the world, to be honest. I think when he's fit, he's the best striker in the world, in my opinion. For me, the two best that I look at now in this kind of new generation of strikers, for me, it's Julian Alvarez. And I'm talking about out-and-out striker, because, for example, Kylian Mbappe, for me, is not a striker. He's a left winger. If you ask me, for me, who the best, and let me know if you guys agree or disagree, for me, the two best strikers in the world are Alexander Isak and Julian Alvarez. That's just me, though. Again, if you talk about a single part of a game that stands out, I would say Erling Haaland's finishing, for me, stands out as the best by far. But if you talk about all around, I think Isak makes everybody around him better, and he has every ability you would want in a striker. He's good on the ball. He's good at passing and getting others, the best out of others. There's just so much that he has to his game. Yeah, you guys want to see? I just did the post on Liverpool goals. Look, it looks like this. Like this. Breaking news. It's from Craig Hope, who is the most reliable journalist, you guys, who said, oh God, I put breaking twice. See, I'm not paying enough attention here. Guys, breaking from, oh, Harry Kane. Sorry, Harry Kane is in top 3 then. But my top 3 would be Alexander Isak, Harry Kane, and Julian Alvarez. Okay, so Newcastle are braced for a formal offer from Liverpool for Alexander Isak this week. This week. Bro. Could be as soon as tomorrow. What world are we living in right now, guys? What world are we living in? I really, when the news first came out about this, I thought it would be impossible. I thought it would be impossible. You're on vacation in New Zealand? Nice. Sounds incredible. Yo, Patrick, nice to see you. I'm late, only here because I was watching the All-Ireland final. Bro, I need to pull it up on the screen, you guys. The latest breaking news. Hold on. Around Alexander Isak. I can't believe it, guys. It looks like we're going all in on him. Guys, have a look at this. Craig Hope, who's been the most reliable journalist around everything that's breaking around Newcastle and this Alexander Isak saga. Let me show you guys right now. Holy crap. Is Craig Hope a reliable journalist, Leo? I haven't seen much of his stuff. Yes, Patrick, very. Especially with everything related to Newcastle. That's where his sources are. And he's the one that first broke the news. And then David Ornstein followed. Fabrizio followed. He's the first one that broke the news that Alexander Isak wanted to leave Newcastle this summer. But have a look at this now, guys. This is the latest update from him. Ready? Quote, Newcastle braced for Liverpool offer for Alexander Isak this week. So that could be from tomorrow. After Eddie Howe reveals there's no chance of one away striker joining the squad in the Far East. Liverpool's £65 million sale of Luis Diaz to Bayern likely to pave way for a formal bid. Bro, what world are we living in? What world are we living in? This is crazy. Bro, I'm just in shock. I'm just in shock that this could be our reality. I'm just in total shock, you guys. I have a good feeling that it'll be Wednesday. Jesus! What world are we living in? Just Henry, thank you very much for the super chat. Go12 says Bayern basically paid half of our bid for Isak, and I think Darwin will pay for the other half. Almost. What a time to be alive, says the Scouser. Theo, I am absolutely buzzing. Why? Because the more time goes on, the more I think Alexander Isak to Liverpool could happen. And I gotta be honest, there were many moments last week or since the news broke out around Alexander Isak where I've been skeptical, where I've been like, yes, we're interested and we want to get it done, but given how difficult it is to get a deal like this done, I thought there was like a 10 to 20% chance. And now I would put that number a lot higher. Why? I think Eddie Howe is going to be telling the Newcastle owners that he does not want a striker who doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want a striker who didn't want to join the squad for the preseason tour. He doesn't want that kind of character around the dressing room because it's just not good ahead of the new season. But I think he's going to want Newcastle to sign a striker before he leaves to make sure they get that done. Because Newcastle, there were a lot of players this summer that they wanted to sign, like the goalkeeper City just signed, like Joao Pedro from Brighton. There were many players this summer they were looking at, and they lost the race for all of them, almost all of them. So, So the more I think about that, the more I think Newcastle will be open to sell, given how much Isak wants to move and how desperate Liverpool is to get him as they continue to pile on more and more pressure. Patrick says, Leo, I'm loving the free flow channel lately, by the way. I've been watching with my breakfast most mornings when there's been uploads. Thank you, Patrick. I mean, right now I'm bringing an upload every single day. After this live, I'm going to film probably around Lucho leaving and then this Isak news. So I'm going to be doing that after. But I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Even though it's been hard to know kind of how to do it because it's new for me as well. But yeah. NTYK, nice to see you back in the building. What's good? Barat says, how much did we buy Diaz for? Did we make a profit for him? We must have, right? Yes, we made a profit for him. I actually did a post on that today. And so we bought him for 37.5 million pounds, but that fee rose to 43 million pounds. So 37.5 million pounds is the base fee, and then it rose to 43 million, and we sold him for 65.6 million pounds according to the Athletic. So that's major profit. And don't forget, he was here for 3.5 years, and he's now going to be turning 29 in January. So I think from a business point of view, very, very smart. Very, very smart. Patrick says, Alenga, when he realizes Newcastle's main men are leaving. To be fair, if they sign Benjamin Sesko, which it seems like they want to go all in on him and they really want to sign him, I think a front three of Gordon, Sesko, and Alenga is pretty good. Let's be real. I know it's a big deal to lose a player like Alexander Isak if it happens, but that's still a really good front three. Let's be honest. That's a great deal for us. Fantastic. Nothing against Lucho, but it was time for him to head on. All the best, Lucho, and thank you. Absolutely. But he was fantastic during his time. One of the best individual performances, and I'm not just saying that. Yeah, one of the best individual performances I've ever seen live play for Liverpool. And I included this in the video. For those of you that maybe saw the short, I made a thank you short for Lucho today because, he never got a farewell at Anfield. So I wanted to make sure that he saw like a nice farewell from the fans. And I actually sent it to Lucho's wife who follows the Instagram. So I asked the wife if she could show the Lucho video to him so that he knows how loved he was, I mean, he knows for sure because we have a song for him and everything else, but still, he'll be feeling the emotions right now because he is leaving a club that would have meant a lot to him. He achieved a lot at Liverpool Football Club. But what was I saying? Damn, what was I saying with that? Oh, now I forget. Alyssa says, my one dream is to see Isak play for Liverpool and for us to win the Champions League one more time. We need to do it for you, Alyssa. Vert says, Army, nice to see you in the building. What's good? Bro, Bomba news came. For those of you that missed it, Newcastle are braced for a formal offer from Liverpool for Alexander Isak this week. This week. And listen to what he said.
United, no Arsenal, no Al Hilal, no Saudi. They're telling you many clubs in Saudi. Forget. Alexander Isak wants to go to Liverpool. And the move is to Liverpool. No Chelsea, no Man United. You
guys hear that from... Guys, were you able to hear that? Let me play it again.
No Arsenal, no Al Hilal, no Saudi. They're telling you many clubs in Saudi. Forget. Alexander Isak wants to go to Liverpool. And the move is to Liverpool. No Chelsea, no Man United, no Arsenal, no Al Hilal, no Saudi. They're telling you many clubs in Saudi. Forget. Alexander Isak wants to go to Liverpool.
Bro, I could listen to that on repeat. Fabrizio saying there are all these clubs that could potentially be interested. He only wants Liverpool Football Club, Alexander Isak. My goodness. Yeah, I'm for I got a message today from Sander Westerveld, Liverpool legend, our former goalkeeper. He said I need to get a haircut. He says, what's going on with your hair? Because he saw the short thinking Lucho. And so now I definitely need to get a haircut. It's bad. It's bad. You hear it? Okay, great. Have you seen Max Dalman kid for Arsenal? Bro, I saw. He seems insane. We need to try to slide a contract into him. Yeah, like we did for Rio. I agree. Let's try. Alyssa, all your dreams will come true sooner than you imagine. Of course he wants... Nebino says, of course he wants to leave Liverpool. If you were in his place, would you rather partner Salah and Verts or play for Newcastle? He's coming, boys. Bro, yes, that was Fabrizio. Isak only wants Liverpool Football Club. What is our reality? Do I see? Sam is asking, did you think Lucho was a flop for Liverpool? Nah, incredible signing. Liverpool profited like more than £20 million, and the time that he was here, he was a crucial player. 146 appearances. He won the Premier League. He won the FA Cup. He won 2 Carabao Cups. He's a huge W signing, Lucho, and I'm only going to have good memories of him. Only good memories. Nah, Alyssa, it's too long. I gotta chop it off. Look, on the sides, it goes like goosh, goosh. And when a former Liverpool player tells you to cut it, you gotta cut it. It's bad. You're Colombian? Well, Lucho's a ledge. Lucho, I don't understand how any Liverpool fan can not love Lucho when he is the definition for me of what it means to be a Liverpool player. And what I mean by that is every time you step onto that pitch, you give everything for the football club because of how much it means to play for Liverpool. And for me, he epitomized that the way that he played and the intensity, the way he would track back. For me, that's everything. He's so good technically, Lucho, and yet he's humble enough and he's enough of a team player to always track back and help the left back. I loved him. I still love him, and I wish him the best at Bayern. But am I angry at this transfer? Not at all, because I also think it's very good business. And I think as a football club, you also have to know when is the right time to move on. And I do think it was the right time to move on, considering we weren't willing to offer him, especially considering we weren't willing to offer him a new contract. Tom says, big up, Leo. I can't wait to see the Vert, Salah, Isak, and Ekitike attack. Bro, if that becomes a reality, Tom, jeez. If that becomes a reality and we get to watch an attack of Florian Wirtz, Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, Ekitike, Cody Gakpo, Rio and Gamoa. Nah, bro, it's finished. It's over. It's over. Do you realize the quality? Leo, start a series, not cutting my hair till Isak signs for Liverpool. Oh, God. Should I do that, you guys? No, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Because people are already telling me the hair is not okay. Plus, there's someone that already did that. A brilliant United fan decided to do that. Leo, I can't wait for the new season. Me too. I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't believe this breaking bomba news that we're going to make a bid for Isak this week. And we're going to put on the pressure. Alyssa says, go Buzz. Nah, it's not a good look. Not a good look. Buzz, nah. Terrible. What do you think of Vert so far? Big fan. Big fan of everything I've seen. But we haven't seen enough. So I'm just excited to see more, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I just want to see more. Patrick says, think about our squad depth. And it's not like it's mid-squad depth either, like Chelsea. Like, come on, man. We'll have Sobo on the... No, I think Sobo will find a way to start. But yeah, our depth is crazy. Now we just need to sign potentially 2 center backs. If we sign Isak and then a proven center back like Marguehi and then a younger center back to develop for the future, for me, that's a 70 out of 10 window. 70 out of 10 window. Stormtrooper says, I'm not going to be able to cut my hair until we win the treble. Do it the same as Sobo. You mean same hair as Sobo? No, I think he has some crazy hairstylist. Leo, are we going to sign Isak, Gehi, and Rodrigo? Nah, JS Warrior, something I'm 100% sure about is there's no world where we get Isak and Rodrigo because of the wild wages. Barat says, this feels like FIFA. Love how we're considered as the highest bar for players. It's so good. Utopia for real. Especially when you consider where we were 10 years ago. You consider where we were in 2015, right before Klopp came in. Bro, that was 10 years ago. He joined in October of 2015. Think about how far we've come since then. Jesus. Jeez. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Woo. Only good vibes in the building today. You best believe. You best believe. Nah, bro, I'm too excited. I'm too excited. Not only did Craig Hope say that a formal bid is coming this week, but that also Fabrizio says, I expect Liverpool to go very strong for Alexander Isak. The official bid is considered a matter of time. Nah, bro. Oh, goodness. We're forgetting our defense, bro. If it's all vibes, I'm not against it, bro. If it's all vibes and you're talking about a front five attacking options of Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, and Ekitike, I think we could concede 3 goals and still win every game. I think we could win. I think we could concede 3 goals and still win every game. Bro, what a time to be alive. I don't see Rodrigo happening. Because right now we're setting our sights, all the most reliable journalists are saying we want to go all in on Alexander Isak, and he's pushing to move to Liverpool because that's the only club that he wants. I think we're going to go all in for Isak, and we're not going to sign Rodrigo. Also because we just don't need a left winger. You know, Gakpo is a starter there. We have Rio Angamoa coming through the academy. Ekitike can play there, so yeah. All vibes, baby. Alyssa, you know I also always want to bring positive vibes. You know, this, for me, my why for the channel since I first started it, and the reason why I love football so much, I will tell you guys right now. It's always very clear, and this is why for me I'm always motivated at all moments to do content, to do live streams with you guys, and for us to come together so often. Because for me, growing up, all the most difficult moments I had, down moments, like there was a year where I had insomnia, for example, where I could not sleep, like insomnia on a very serious level. There were moments where I was really down, where I just played video games a lot as escapism. You know, just all of us, I think, have gone through down moments in life. It's normal. You know, it's absolutely normal. And I really struggle with my mental health that I had to go to therapy for 3 years. But during those down moments, those times are when I realized what Liverpool Football Club meant to me and what football meant to me. And what I mean by that is I needed a positive light. I needed something to just keep me going as something that was positive that I could look forward to. And for me, Liverpool was that thing where I knew they were playing at the weekend, and I knew I could get excited, and I knew I could feel something emotionally out of Liverpool that just told me to keep going, because those difficult times don't last forever, you know? And that those really strong feelings that you have, for me, they were my why for starting this channel. When I started this channel, for me, it was a way to spread positivity and come together with others that felt that passionately too, you know? That saw Liverpool as much more than just 11 people playing on a football pitch, kicking a ball around. That it symbolizes so much more than that, you know? And this is why, for me, it means the world to do this, you know? And I have people around in my life that don't understand it, because no one's really does sports in my family. Like, people mostly do business or other things. No one is interested in football. No one. It's just something that purely came out of me. But I know how much it means to me, and I know how much it means to other people. You know, look, Patrick says football is the greatest medicine. That's it, you know? But that's why, for me, my core mission, if I had to have a mission statement for this channel and what for me this community means, it truly is, for me, it's a way to spread positivity, and it's a way for people to come together no matter how old they are, no matter what kind of day they've had, no matter what time zone they're in, no matter what their nationality is, it doesn't matter. We all have ups and downs in life, and we all can understand the passion of football and Liverpool and what it means to us. And even though sometimes when we talk about transfers, it might seem so insignificant among what's happening in the world, like, Alyssa that's in the building, that's in the hospital right now. Like, when you told me that, Alyssa, as much as I love Lucho and we like talking about transfers, like, it's insignificant. The fact that you're in the hospital, that's more important than anything, and that you get better. Those are hardships that you're going through, but that's when I hear that, it makes me think even more so the mission for us when we're live in the building together is to spread positivity, is to smile, is to look forward to things, because there's so much negativity in the world. And even within football, I see lots of fan channels that are negative, that criticize players, that do this and that. And I saw that growing up. And for me, I hated seeing that, because for me, it's the opposite of what this should be. Because like I said, and Jurgen has said this many times, and I so agree with him, on paper, football is the least important of things. And I think it's also a Bill Shankly quote, that football is like the least important of things, but then can also be the most important of things. And I so agree with that. And what I always cling on to is the part of football and Liverpool where it means more than anything. Because like I said, during the down moments, how it can pull you up. And that's what I want this community to always be for us, where we look out for one another. And I always want to come into the building with positivity, because like I said, there's so much to be negative around the world. And I believe it's so important when you can to try to find things that show you that light at the end of the tunnel, and I truly believe that's what this is for. I'm sure of that why, I'm 100% sure. But anyway, I'm sorry I went on that yap, on that little yap right there. But Alyssa, when you told me you were in the hospital and how much you mean to the community and how you're always here, this is what I mean. That's what's more important. But that's why I also think this community is so important, because I want to bring you positive vibes, because I know it's not easy to be in the hospital and not know, how you're going to be health-wise, which is the most important. Patrick says football is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. It's a religion. It's a community. Big up, Barath. Thank you, Taizir. Thank you. But yeah, Alyssa, you really just reminded me, Yo-Yo says, you hit home. I feel the same way you feel about Liverpool and waiting for every weekend. And it's not just, this is why, again, I think there's such a way that we can show respect even to our rivals, because I think I'm sure Arsenal fans feel the same way about their club, or Barcelona fans. That's what I think is so beautiful about football and sport in general, the fact that it's something that's so simple, but that at the end of the day isn't just so simple for many of us, that it means a lot more than that. With a torn hamstring, I got injured in training. Salim, I hope you get better from that you're able to heal very quickly. Sunday LFC, nice to see you in the building. Nice to see you in the building. Halima, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sending my love and strength to you. Yes, Alyssa, thank you for being in the building. And I'm sending you my very best, Alyssa. You'll never walk alone. Big up, Go 12. Love you guys too. Thank you, Justice. No more down moments. But that's the thing. In life, voice break. In life, I don't think it's a bad thing to voice our down moments either. I think it is really important to say, like I said, I think it's so important to say for myself, for example, that if I hadn't gone to therapy, I would be in a very different place than I am today. Like for 3 years, I saw a therapist who was incredible, who really helped me in giving me advice and guiding me in a way that I really needed at that time. And for me, it's something that I think is very important if you feel like you need that, and at that time I felt I needed it. And honestly, I'd love to continue still today. I just need to find a new therapist, and that's one of my goals actually soon. Patrick's been a community support member for 3 months, bro. I didn't even realize I had this. W Patrick. I appreciate you and the help you've shown on the channel. Bye, Alyssa. Sending my very best to you. Especially center back Icarus. I think we will sign center backs. We will. I think so. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I do have to go now. Go now because I think I'm going to make a video on Isak because it is such a big update and such a positive update that I want to spread that. But I want to say again, I love all of you guys, and you made me feel those emotions again, just with the positivity you've shown in the building. But yeah, guys, I'm sure we'll be back in the building very, very soon with the way this transfer window is going on. There's so much for us to discuss and come together. I'm hoping that the next live breaking is tomorrow, and it's a massive bid that we sent to Newcastle for Alexander Isak. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Sunday. And I'm sure I'll be coming back to you with more positive news around Liverpool Football Club because we're not messing about this summer. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Like I said, I'm hoping it's a breaking news stream around Alexander Isak. But guys, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Alyssa, I hope you get better. We're all here for you. You'll never walk alone, says Harry. Patrick says, ciao. Have a great rest of your day, Leo. And much love to everyone in the building. You'll never walk alone, guys. I'll see you very, very soon. I appreciate all of you guys. You'll never walk alone.